Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. Taka amahara ni kamsumarimasu, kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite, sumemi oya kamuri zanagi no mikoto, atsukushi no imuka no tachi hanano, odono ahagi harani bisogi harai tabo toki ni narimaseru, arai no no kami tachi moro moro no magagoto sumikegare o arai tamai Yome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomoni ame no fuchi koma no mimi furitatete hiroshime seto kashikomi mumaosu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie mi oya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie ni oya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Kum nagara damachi haemase. Kum nagara damachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious day of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truths given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. God's instruments. Although we speak of love and compassion, our words, if not turned into deeds, are little more than wind blowing through the trees. We are only human. Therefore, let us not be quick to judge the actions of others as to whether they are right or wrong. The freedom of choice is God given. Let us never force our opinions on others or allow them to force their opinions on us. There are people who think and speak of others as being good or evil. Humans cannot know the good or evil, right or wrong in others. This wisdom belongs to the domain of God, who alone is able to judge. It is conceit that causes one to assume the right to pass judgment upon others. If there really is any evil among people, God will judge it. So there is no need for human concern. If there are some people who cannot believe this, it means they believe in human power more than in God's. Such individuals are victims of ego and misconception. We must always keep in mind that the Supreme God presides over all and will provide sterner and sterner warnings to those who have deviated from the right path, so they may awaken to their mistakes and change. One of the wisest things any of us can do is to hold strictly to the injunction, judge not lest you be judged, and to always be watchful of our own thoughts and deeds so that we do not make mistakes. We will have true understanding of God when we can lead God-centered lives in this way.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters. Today I have two faith experiences that I would like to share with you. First one is from Ricardo dos Santos. He's from Natal, Brazil. Ricardo dos Santos gives service as the home gardening coordinator for his Johrei Center. In preparation for the August 2020 monthly appreciation service dedicated to nature farming, he had planned to hold online home gardening workshops at the end of July, the same date as the special prayer for building paradise at home. However, this was for him a day of intense conflict. This took place at his workplace, where he fell out with his co-workers, then at home with his mother, and finally with his daughter, who had not followed his instructions. So when he started watching the online prayer for building paradise at home, his feeling was one of anger, anguish, and victimization. His spirit was not aligned with the prayer. The workshops were scheduled for after the special prayer, and the kits with soil, vase, and seeds had already been distributed to the participants in advance, and therefore the event needed to take place. Even though he didn't feel up to par, with a troubled head and a constricted heart, he conducted 5 online workshops in just one night. He noticed that at the end of each workshop, his bad feelings were transformed. Anger, anguish, and whining gave way to peace and tranquility. Sending the light of God and Meishu-sama to the homes of other families through the experiences with home gardening, Ricardo was able to feel the divine light and calm his spirit. So at the end of a day that had started out so troubled, he was absolutely at peace. He recalled a Meishu-sama's teaching that says disharmony is a product of narrow vision, and harmony is a product of broad vision. So he was grateful for the permission to purify his spirit and grow through that adversity. The conflicts were not repeated, and he returned to live in peace in his family and workplace. Currently, he is still in charge of home gardening activities at the Johrei Center. He dedicates to cleaning the church on Saturdays and has Johrei gatherings at his home twice a week. Ricardo is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for living this experience and for being able, through the practical application of the divine writings of Meishu-sama's teachings, to grow and improve with the events of his everyday life. Very nice experience from Ricardo of Natal, Brazil. The other experience I would like to share with you is from Portugal. It's from Maria Amélia Carneiro. She's from the Amarante Johrei group. Maria Amélia Carneiro has been a Johrei member for 9 years, and she belongs to the Amarante Johrei group. About 6 years ago, she suffered a violent fall and consequently had to undergo surgery, with screws being placed to support her spine. Since then, this purification has been really strong. She has always had a lot of back pain, day and night. Maria Amelia began to have a lot of difficulties in walking. She always felt very tired, without the strength for anything, nor the desire to leave her house. Her husband very kindly had to take charge of the house at that time, but she realized after a while that it was too much for him. She loves cooking and taking care of her house so much, it was with great sadness that she had to decide to hire a maid to carry out the necessary tasks. This back problem persisted to this day. The pain on the right side has always been persistent, which also prevents her from sleeping normally. The desperation has been such that over the years she has had many medical treatments, some of them quite expensive, lots of medications, physiotherapy, etc. The pain and fatigue momentarily eased, and then everything came back again. In addition, she has other health problems such as scleroderma, which are wounds on the skin, fingers, and toes, which make it more difficult to do chores around the house. As the years went by and the situation didn't improve, she really lost strength and motivation and ended up physically moving away from the activities of the Johrei group for a few years. But she always remained connected to Meishu-sama. Last year, she gradually returned to participating in giving service, but requiring lots of effort from her part. However, in February, she participated in the service for the salvation of ancestors, which also accumulated with the service for the remodeling of the headquarters of Portugal. On that occasion, she felt very emotional, and suddenly she had a desire to do something to make it happen. So she decided that she would donate a fixed amount every month, in addition to the 10% of her family's earnings, and other gratitude donations she makes regularly. At the time, there was still a certain fear in her. She was afraid that it might be lacking, that the will was superior to the fear, which she ended up deciding with conviction. As incredible as it may seem, since that day, she feels a huge happiness inside her. She feels no pain, and as if there is no disease with her. This miracle is incredible because her condition was not a momentary pain, but a chronic pain that she had for 6 long years. However, the great proof she had about the improvement she's feeling was when the pandemic and quarantine started. She had to let her housekeeper go. The help the housekeeper is able to do now is to do Maria Amelia shopping and leaving her bags at the door. So there began her real test. She naturally had to take over the housework many years later. And in fact, to her astonishment, it has cost her absolutely nothing. She does everything at home, cooks, tidies up, cleans, irons, etc. She even started to share photos of her cooking on the Amarante WhatsApp group, and the participants were all amazed. She gets up around 5 a.m. and stops around 4 p.m. And she feels her now strong energy always remains the same. Since the confinement, she began to read more teachings of Meishu-sama, to offer more prayers, and she follows with great happiness all the daily and monthly online services from the headquarters of Portugal. Additionally, she participates in all meetings with the members of the Johrei group by video conference. Maria Amelia clearly feels that she had a lot of protection from God and Meishu-sama, because if she hadn't made the decision to make that extra effort to donate for the renovation of their headquarters in this quarantine period, in the state she was in, she still had many pains. She doesn't really know what it would be like. She's so grateful to God and Meishu-sama for bestowing her this amazing blessing. Something that she was really able to prove to herself with this experience is that the commitment to the renovation of the headquarters of Portugal cleanses clouds immediately. That's exactly what she felt. She prays that God and Meishu-sama be with her always and for the happiness of her ancestors. Thank you so much, God and Meishu-sama. That's how she expressed herself. Thank you very much for attending this morning service again. I wish you a very blessed day and hope to have your presence in our upcoming daily and monthly online service. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and have a blessed day.